Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Radhika and I'm a second year medical student at Queen's University Belfast. Today I wanted to talk about Freshers Week because Freshers Week is fast approaching. I'm going to be giving lots of advice about what you can do during Freshers, before Freshers and after Freshers, and also just a few tips on how you can save money during Freshers Week. So I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's get started. So let's get the basic stuff out of the way and talk about what to bring to uni for Freshers. Number one is lots of clothes. You are going to be going out a lot, you're going to be meeting a lot of people. Also, they take a lot of photographs during Freshers Week, so you want to make sure you're dressed well because first impressions definitely do matter. Number two, lots of painkillers and cough syrup. Freshers flu is definitely a real thing, and you'll find that Boots and other pharmacies will often be low in supply on like Lemsip and painkillers because so many uni students are buying them. So definitely stock up on paracetamol, ibuprofen, and I'd highly recommend buying Lemsip and cough syrup because you will need them, especially to beat like that really bad freshers cough that everybody gets. Fun fact, you can actually sign up to Boots Advantage card with your student card and then you get like 10% off everything in Boots. It's really useful whenever you're buying a lot of stuff. ID. This is probably the most important thing. Funny story, whenever I first went out, I forgot my ID in Derry. So make sure you have some form of ID on you at all times, whether it's a driving license, a passport, a BRP card, and always carry your student card around as well. I would also highly recommend memorizing your student number, your student email address, and also a few useful phone numbers just in case you need them. Playing cards. It's definitely a nice way to like get to know your flatmates by just playing cards with them. Also, cards are really useful for drinking games as well. The last thing isn't essential, but if you can, maybe get a disposable camera. I saw so many people take pictures on disposables and I really wish I had a disposable camera during Freshers Week. So it's just like a nice way to, I suppose, make memories and a cool way to capture them. Okay, during Freshers, let's talk about events. You might be thinking, what events should I go for? There are so many. And this is especially true if you're going to like a super big city like London or Manchester. Like there are so many Freshers events that clubs do, that the university does, and you might be like kind of confused as to what you should sign up for. I personally think that pub crawls are the best freshers event. You get to see really cool places in your new city. You get to meet so many new people, and that too people from a variety of courses. You get to drink, but more importantly, you actually get to talk to people, and that's the whole aim of Freshers Week. People think that Freshers is all about partying and clubbing, and I get it. Like, I like to party, I like to go out as well, and those things are fun, but it's maybe, in my opinion, a little bit lonely to do when you don't know that many people. Whereas if you go for like pub crawls, you actually get to talk to people, see if you like vibe with them, and then you can go clubbing. Clubbing you can do throughout the year, but there are some freshers events like pub crawls that are only there during that week that I think you should need to take advantage of. And that's why I would say don't go to clubs every day in Freshers. It's really hard to talk to people in a club because it's noisy, it's dark, there's loud music, and it's often very cramped, and so it's not like, I don't know, a nice atmosphere in my opinion to actually get to know someone. I think a good aim is for maybe 2 to 3 club nights if you want, and then the rest of that week you can dedicate to actually getting to talk to people. You'll probably see these freshers wristbands being promoted all over Facebook and Instagram. You might even be getting tailored ads on YouTube for them. Don't buy them. They are the biggest scam in the world. I remember last year there was this one band that kept coming up on my Facebook advertisement, and it was like £30, and it was saying, oh yeah, you get access to all of these events. But a lot of people that I spoke to who went to these events said they were really shit, mainly because they're a waste of money. You don't really go to all of the events because they're kind of similar. And the other thing is that it sometimes just works out to be cheaper to go to the events you really want to go for. Why pay for 5 events when you're only interested in 2 of them? I also think it's very worth checking out what events your university is running. So what I did was, during my Freshers Week, I went online and I searched up QUB, because that's my university, Freshers Week, and a bunch of events that the university were running came up, and I then signed up for a few of those. So there were like city tours, there were campus tours, there were meet and greets, breakfasts, lunches, and there was also like a really cool pub crawl that I went for. That was the pub crawl I was talking about earlier, by a society that's like raising money for charity. Alongside, I went for like a few quizzes here and there. Those are really nice events, and usually they're very cheap or they're free because they know like students don't have that much money to spend. So definitely check out what your university is running. It's also good because at least you'll be meeting people from your actual university, because sometimes if you're in a big city especially, you'll be seeing people from other universities, but you're not going to be really seeing them on a daily basis. It's going to be people on your campus at these freshers events. Definitely go to Freshers Fair. Freshers Fair is basically this huge like hall, and they have tons of tables where you can sign up for societies and clubs. Don't be tempted to pay for a membership for every single society that you see, and don't be tempted to sign up for everything, because you definitely will not have the time to do tons and tons of society things. I would say maybe look up all the different societies that your university has and make a mental list of things you want to do. Maybe sign up for a few that are related to your course, because then you actually get to like go for maybe revision nights and things like that throughout the year. Very helpful for exam season, by the way. But also maybe aim to sign up for 1 or 2 sporting societies or something recreational like that. And then you can also sign up for really cool societies like book club, wine and cheese night, pub crawl. I swear there's like a Queen's Guinness Society, which sounds pretty fun. There are so many different societies basically that you can sign up for, but just don't be tempted to buy a membership fee for all of them. My advice would be maybe go for like a taster event, see if you like it, and then commit to membership. Also make sure you're picking up tons of free stuff. This goes without saying, but Freshers is a really good way to like get a ton of food vouchers, drinks, stationery, so try and take advantage of all those as well. So this applies for people staying in halls, but if you are staying in accommodation, try getting to know people in your accommodation beforehand. Try and get to know the people on your floor. That's why I think it's a really good idea to bring a doorstop to uni, because you can keep your door open and chances are your room won't be messy yet because you're moving in. Therefore, at least you'll actually get to see your flatmates and you might get to know them. Not everybody gets along with all their flatmates, that's completely fine. You don't have to, as long as you're civil with each other. But see if your flatmates maybe want to go to certain events. Those are usually quite nice to go to together, especially because it's like a good bonding experience. Now this is just a side note, but sometimes you'll find that after freshers, once the excitement wears off of being in university can feel really overwhelming. I definitely found that after Freshers Week, I was tired, and likely everybody that you've met is as well. And it's a good idea that after you meet someone, always take their phone number, and then maybe if you actually meet like a few people and you kind of like all get along very well, it's a good idea to quickly create a group chat. This I found really helpful, because whenever I was then walking to university in the first few weeks, or like trying to find people to sit beside in lectures, I didn't have to look too hard because I'd already met people during Freshers Week, spoken to them on different events that I'd gone to, and then it made it less lonely. Another thing is that people are often very homesick, so it's a good idea that maybe at the weekends get together, do like a girls' night, do maybe like a potluck. We did a potluck in my flat. I remember it was so fun, and actually like it helped us all get together as a group, which was quite nice. And lastly, let's talk about saving money. I talked about this in my last YouTube video, but basically it's super easy to overspend in freshers, because if you have a student loan coming into your account, suddenly your bank balance goes up. You see that, you want to spend. I would say the best piece of advice is to budget. Go into Freshers Week with a budget of how much you are willing to spend and the maximum amount you're willing to spend, and take advantage of anything that you get for free. The other thing is, when it comes to paid events, make sure that if you're buying tickets for something, you're going to like unique events. I don't see the point in going to like the same club that people go to throughout the year during Freshers Week, because it's a bit, in my opinion, pointless. I'd rather go somewhere unique and have a unique experience during my freshers, and those are the events that I'd be willing to spend on. This is absolutely not sponsored, but I use Monzo personally to like budget. So what I do is I transfer my student loan into Monzo, and then I divide it for each month. So like I have a pot for like June, July, August, September, whatever. That's my maximum allocated amount of money, and then I divide that by 4.5, which gives me like a certain amount of money per week. So I think approximately, if I take my loan, I get like £70 a week, and that gives me enough money to spend on whatever I want basically. If you drink alcohol, a good piece of advice is to go to your student union bar if you have one, because usually drinks are cheaper. Yes, they're arguably watered down, but it's cheaper, so it doesn't feel like you're spending a lot in one night. The other thing is take advantage of your student card. I think everybody should sign up to uni days the moment they get their student card, because I mean, let's be real, it's just student discount. Try and eat in places that uni days promotes, like pizza Pizza Express maybe over Domino's, for example. Sometimes eating in restaurants that are closer to the uni or where lots of students live is cheaper because they know students need cheap food. It's just cheaper than the city centre. And lastly, just enjoy Freshers Week. I really loved my Freshers Week, and you only get it once, so just try and get out there, try and meet a lot of people. Remember, you don't have to drink to have fun. That is something I will stand by till the day I graduate. I mean, there's so many other non-drinking activities that you can do in university, and nobody's going to judge you for not drinking. If they do, they're not a good friend. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick guide to Freshers Week. Please leave any questions you have down below and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!